Hey guys, welcome back. Stardog here. Today I wanted to do a little first impression hands-on review, I guess you'd say, of the Argo ATLS. I've never used it before, so this will definitely be a first time for me. So without further ado, let's get into this. Alright, so here we are. There is the Argo ATLS. Let's jump into it and see how this thing handles. I will say I do like the animation. I know we've seen it before, but I think it's pretty cool. There's no power button actually for this thing. You just get in it and then you start moving. So that's nice. So here's normal speed. This is sprint. I know they increased the sprint speed a little bit since alpha, or since the early testing. It's backwards. You can sidestep into thing, which go into third person. So here's sidestep. I'm actually going diagonal, which I didn't think you could, but apparently can. So side, diagonal, forward, and then the sprint. So all in all, I feel like it moves and handles quite nicely for what it is. It feels like what it should feel like. It's a big old ecto cargo hauler suit. Yeah, I like it. But now we're gonna need to test out the actual functionality of the tractor beam. But real quick, let's test going up the ramp. This is the Corsair. Let's see how well it handles getting up there. Yeah, it gets up there no problem. Alright, so now let's test out this tractor beam. Alright, so it just whips it right to you. I was a little worried that it would smash into the top of the ship, but it didn't. But one problem I am noticing, since this is a larger box, it's kind of like right in your face. You can't hold it above its head because of the roof. And right there, just smashed into the ceiling. So yeah, it's kind of hard to... You can't see where you're gonna place it. So we'd have to like get out, and then boom, it goes up higher, and then you can send it. I'm so used to the scroll wheel. It definitely take a little getting used to. I really wish that they would add the option to do it like you used to, where you could switch in between. But I suppose if they did that, it would make using the multi-tool or the max lift pointless. So I think they need to all have their place. One thing I haven't done a lot is with ship tractor beams. I've messed with the C1 a little bit when I'm loading and unloading the Vulture, or not loading and unloading the Vulture, but when loading it into from the elevator into the C1, all the cargo. I've not really been able to master it. So I just do it the old-fashioned way. I use my multi-tool. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. If I had a smaller box, it'd probably be a little better. And you can kind of guess so I can see it there. But again, I don't have the precision, the ability if I was using a max lift, I feel I would. Alright, so if you go in a third-person view, you can you can see a little better around the box. So I guess that works. Yeah. Alright. Alright, well, let's get this thing out of here. Oof. It is a little clunky. It's definitely easier when you're out in the open and it's above your head. And I'm trying to remember, what's the key to rotate? I don't see it. If you look on the, the little tool tips in the bottom right corner, it doesn't show you the rotate option. I'm gonna get out and use my max lift here for a second. Definitely feels heavier when you're using the max lift. Alright, let's see if you can rotate the box before you place it in the Atlas, because that would be helpful. It doesn't show you that in the little tooltip on the bottom right corner. And it is weird, every time you grab it, it just sucks it right to you. But yeah, okay, you can rotate it around. It's a little weird. It's a little weird with the scroll wheel. Like, I can't get it level. But, alright, put it back where I had it. Kind of fixed itself. Can I lift my buggy? Yep. But let's put that back. So I guess the next thing I want to test is unloading some actual cargo. So I think I have some RMC. Let me pull out the Hull A, and we'll test moving those boxes around like I normally would. Park the Atlas here, and then we'll give that a whirl. Alright guys, we're back. I have the Hull A out and I have some cargo attached to it. I'm gonna give it a test with the Atlas and unload this stuff into the elevator. See if it feels a lot faster or what. Again, I'm new to using this thing, so I'm sure there's gonna be some learning curves. Okay, woo. So we got our first box off. Let's try and put it where we need it. It's a little fiddly getting it exactly where I want it. So that's not where I wanted it. So again, that's one little weird thing is, so I didn't get the box where I wanted it, but when I re-engage it with the tractor beam, then it's got to go through the whole pull it to me thing. Whereas with using just a handheld, I can just grab it and nudge it over a little bit. So it's definitely not as precise. You can be using the max lift or your multi-tool. You can definitely be more finesseful with how you're stacking your stuff. But so again, which is a good thing because it, I'd hate to see the handheld models be obsolete 100%. That was kind of the gist I was hearing. A lot of people complaining that, CIG created a problem and fixed it with this, and only to sell it for real money, which, yeah, I mean, I hear that argument, and I don't disagree 100%, but I don't think this thing's the end-all be-all for tractor beams, and, the game's still in alpha, so we'll see where they take the technology. I would like to see some tractor beams with multi-functionality on them, where you can kind of toggle between the two, between the two modes. If I want to turn this into be able to kind of use the scroll wheel and make it a little more precise, then I can. And same with the handhelds, or maybe not the multi-tool version, maybe limit that a little bit, because it is just the cheapest version in game, and it has the easiest access to it. Then you want to step up to the max lift. It's not hard to do. It's a little more expensive, but maybe you have a little more functionality there where you can switch to this style of cargo beam. And I definitely agree with their approach, where the heavier the box, the beefier the tractor beam utility you need. The small handheld shouldn't be able to pick up the biggest, heaviest boxes. I do wish this thing was purchasable in-game with real money, or not real money, but in-game money is what I meant to say. And, it will be eventually. So, yeah. I mean, I'm doing a good job. I don't know if it's saving me much time compared to how I normally would do it. And you don't have to be so specific where you're putting the boxes. You can get them on there as long as they're snapped in. I like to be a little more precise where I put them, but you don't have to. So yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm getting the hang of it. Feels good. Definitely have to use it some more. And this is using it with the Hull A, which I love this thing for transporting boxes, because it's definitely quicker than trying to put things inside of a ship with the ramp. This is my go-to for, relatively, I guess he's called smaller, medium loads. You can you can change these 1 SEU boxes in for bigger boxes, and attach them. So I mean, in that case, it'd be super fast if you're not doing 16 per panel. You're only doing like 2 or 3 or 2 or 4, I guess it would be, boxes. So this is being, for some reason I cannot get that box to go right there on the corner. Alright, well there you have it. That was my first look at the Argo ATLS. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you own an Atlas? Do you want an Atlas? Are you waiting for it to be purchasable in-game with in-game money? Let me know what you think. And anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for coming.